What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this very special edition episode of Destiny's Shadowkeep review. I would say it's a review in progress. This is an episode where Jeff and I are going to decide to take some time, go over some keynotes, our thoughts, our opinions, on basically what we've been playing and what we've thought of so far. Jeff's going to have a little bit more to say than I will because I didn't really get a chance to play too much of it just yet. I'm going to go home and try and hash out the rest of the, what would you say, 4 to 5 hour campaign?
Roughly.
Yeah, roughly 4 to 5 hour campaign tonight. So yeah, Jeff, if you want to take it away.
So Shadowkeep is the newest expansion for Destiny 2. This begins year 3 and implemented a huge slew of changes.
I want to stop you right there for a second.
Yes.
Year 3.
Year 3.
Already.
Yep. So this is officially 6 years of Destiny, as a whole.
As a whole, yeah. But so year 1 we had Warmind and Curse of Osiris.
Unfortunately,
which were just basically those expansions. Nothing really too much new came out of those.
Right. I mean, just like armor sets and weapons.
The
typical drops, yeah.
And then year 2, we got into seasons with Season of the Forge, Season of the Drifter, and
Season of
Opulence, which then brought in a little bit of new story, a couple of cutscenes here and there for each season, bunch of new weapons, bunch of new quests.
Right.
Now, what are we getting with Shadowkeep?
Shadowkeep, you're getting cutscenes, brand new full fleshed out raid, new armor system, new Eververse system, new weapons, new everything. I mean, it's I wouldn't say overhaul, but it's a retooling of what was already in the game,
right?
But in a different direction, and I would say a better direction.
Okay.
Although it's still very, very confusing when it comes to the armor.
It's super confusing.
Don't worry. Until you start getting a higher light level, I wouldn't even really worry about armor.
I'm 780 something, just for the sake that I didn't realize that I was supposed to be using my blues.
So the thing you have to realize with any expansion in Destiny, there's always going to be a floor cap, right? Which is your base light level, and then there's going to be a soft cap and then a hard cap.
Okay.
So until you hit that soft cap, always use them blues.
Okay.
It's
So
just
you
easier.
use my blues.
Yeah, always use your blues unless it's something that you really want to keep using. Like my Outbreak Perfected, I keep infusing everything into it because that's a gun I want to keep using.
Yeah, I have left that in my primary slot. I think that's what's kind of holding me back.
So
I'm leaving that in my primary slot along with my secondary is your weapon that you get, I guess, from pre-ordering it, or maybe you don't. The Vow,
Ariana's Vow.
Ariana's Vow.
Yeah, that's you get that if you did the $60 pre-order.
So
then you get it.
Fun
first.
fact about that: I didn't realize that. See, I thought the $60 pre-order was the bonuses plus the expansion. It's not.
What is it not? You get all the seasons
and the game
and
and Destiny.
Oh, so
So, which is fine because when I turned the PlayStation on to download it, it popped up format disc. I'm like, why the hell do I need to format disc? So then it pops up, you have a disc copy of a version that's already installed. Would you like to use it instead?
because you play off hard copy.
I play off hard copy.
So it didn't okay. I was like,
right.
I was really curious as to why you were saying that. I was like, oh, and then it hit me. I was like, he plays nothing but hard copy stuff.
Right.
Okay.
So
it translated a little bit differently for me.
Right. It did translate a little bit differently for me. So yeah, I don't have to use the hard copy for that anymore. So that's cool.
No more eject and stuff.
It was super weird because the only 2 games I've been playing all week were Last of Us and Destiny 2, which are both digital copies. So it's kind of nice.
Makes it a lot easier.
You're right. Not having to get off the couch.
Yeah. Hopefully this creates a trend for you where you can start digitally downloading and you know what? I'll tell you what, I'll even buy you a external hard drive if you start going digital.
With my discount?
With your discount, I will buy that $110 disc drive for $25 probably.
I like to hold it in my hand.
That's what she said.
That's right. See.
All right, so with all that, the campaign, while it's super short, is very, very intriguing. It caps off a lot of stuff that was exposed, or not exposed.
I think Eris Morn's just really intriguing.
You think she's intriguing now. So the story behind Eris Morn is actually really cool. She was a hunter vanguard originally. She went down to the Temple of Crota to fight Crota with her fire team of 5 other people. And it included Toland, the little light guy that we keep finding. He was in Forsaken. He was like the little ball of light that you found him. He talked, and Toland the Shattered.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Wasn't he in whenever you got your new light, and you'd have to go through the ever-winding forest?
Maybe. I can't remember.
Okay, but yes, I know what you're talking about. Because he's a patrol, right?
Yeah. So the blinky light thing
For patrol, yeah.
Yeah. So he was a member of the fire team. Anyways, long story short, everybody died, and she was the only survivor, and it's a really cool story.
Okay.
And she had to use hive eyes so she could see down there. That's why her eyes are gone. And she's got thrall eyes, so she can see in the dark. So it's pretty neat.
What's the floating thing that's always standing behind her?
Oh, that's the lectern. You'll learn about that.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That's not from original Eris.
So, what are your thoughts so far? Are you happy with it?
We need to preface this with: is this a spoiler edition of a recap?
No.
No. Son of a bitch! It is extreme fan service. It is very good fan service. I've never had an emotional reaction to Destiny the way I've had an emotional reaction to this DLC, which is saying a lot because I don't really have an emotional reaction to this.
Even when Cade died?
That was 3 years ago. No, I'm sorry. That was a year ago. Jesus Christ. That was a different kind of an emotional thing because I'm losing something. This one, without giving too much away, I'm getting some sort of something back. And it was just it wasn't more of it was like a nostalgic emotional reaction to which I don't think you would get that because you didn't play D1. And there's a lot of fan service in the campaign.
Yeah, as to where this moon is nostalgia for y'all. This is a brand new area for me, and everywhere I turn, I'm learning something new. I don't know, so
right. And it's still kind of new for us because we haven't seen it in years, and they've retooled it and terraformed it and made new areas and stuff like that. So it's definitely new for us in a way. But overall, the campaign is so much fun. Every little cutscene matters now, and it's just. God, I can't say. I want to say so much about the story because it's so good, but because you're the rule maker, I can't spoil anything.
No, we will.
Son of a bitch.
Not yet.
So along with the campaign, they did introduce some new things into the game. Kind of want to run down a little bit of the patch notes, not too crazy. Just kind of hit on some high points. Finishers are now a thing in the game.
How do you feel about those?
I love them. I will do a finisher at any opportunity. Don't
really?
Care. Yeah, don't care.
I don't care for them.
Really?
I don't. It doesn't feel very Destiny to me.
That's the thing. They're evolving. It's an evolving game now. So it's. I know it doesn't feel very Destiny to you, but it's fun. It's become static.
Sounds like something my wife would say. Whenever you listen to like an artist and they're growing, their music changes over time, and eventually it's not, they don't really sound like what they used to because they're evolving. Much like this game.
That's really any kind of art form, though. I mean, technically, the game design's art.
No, you're right.
I don't know. It's probably because you have a warlock and you have a really shitty one. Like the base finisher looks.
Excuse me. I bought the 3-pack.
Oh, you did.
Yes,
So
I did. So I have the drop kick. Okay.
Can't believe you paid $20 for that. So the drop kick is the one I want. I'm just gonna wait for it to drop naturally.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you can switch in between different finishers, I think that kind of changes them up a little bit. It is a little bit close combat,
right?
But if you that's kind of your play style, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Or as long as you're not, because you're not immune during
Right.
the finisher. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you will
still
die.
fuck you up.
You will die. But it's fun. So anything different, I enjoy, because like I said, it's become very static, and to have some sort of new combat implemented into the game that's not gun based or super based,
Right.
I'm into it. Some changes to supers. One, well, not just supers, but supers and abilities. One that's kind of hitting a little bit harder than people expected, was the no longer infinite ammo in Well of Radiance or Rally Barricade. Yes.
Really? I mean, are we really going to notice that 2-second difference?
It's a huge difference. It's noticeable.
Well, good. Now it makes it more challenging.
It does.
Why have a game that you're just going to fly through and be done with in 2 seconds? I mean, I'm sorry. I like a challenge.
Right. No, it's not bad.
That's why I played that strike for an hour last night.
It's a fun strike though.
It was. It was a fun strike. I did enjoy it.
I mean, just even the opening mission is pretty cool. Like I will spoil this because it's the very first mission, but you drop in.
Oh, and you see Crota.
No. I'm not talking about that part.
Oh.
I'm talking about the very first mission that you drop in, where you're on the moon. There's like those NPCs that are shooting at Thrall and all the other acolytes and stuff. That area is actually the very first Crucible map that had vehicles in it.
Okay.
It's called First Light, and it's from D1, and that they actually had that map for the first year of Destiny, and they took it out. And that makes me so happy that like that's the fan service I'm talking about, is like that little area that was so memorable for everyone else is in Destiny 2, and we got to experience that again.
Nostalgia as fuck.
It really is. So a couple other things. Got some hand cannon changes, which people are kind of a little iffy about. Basically, the range fall off is extreme, so you have to play a little bit more closely with hand cannons. They increase the damage, but the damage fall off is there, so you don't get it at it.
Okay, so you just got to get closer.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so the patch notes are just I'm going through them, and there's just so much to go over. It was a huge. That's why it was a 26 gigabyte update, but it's worth it because it's got some really cool things in here. A lot of
No, they nerfed some legendaries though, didn't they?
they did nerf. Well, I thought they were going to nerf Recluse. They actually left that alone, apparently. I found a substitute, dude. I'm so happy about it. So if you don't have Recluse, bad reputation.
Okay.
Yeah, it's SMG. I've got it with Tap the Trigger and Outlaw.
Right.
Seems to me just as good, so I'm gonna keep using it.
Have you played any Crucible since Shadowkeep drop?
No. I heard it's the first day that it was really easy to hit like Fabled or Mythic or Legend and competitive because everybody was out doing the story. So everybody just wanted to level up. They just hopped in and did that and got up there really fast. So I'm not excited about it.
All right. So let's go back to the beginning here.
Yeah.
What are you happy with the story? Are you happy with the way it turned out? Are you happy with the campaign?
I'm really happy with the things I did get to experience and the things they did bring to light. But also with any story campaign, there's questions at the end, and there's also.
But did you feel like some of your questions were answered?
No, absolutely not. And I think that's what makes it more intriguing is that questions keep getting raised. As soon as you start learning stuff, it becomes.
Yeah, but you don't want it to be like Death Stranding meets Destiny, where all you have are questions.
Yeah, if the developer has questions about what it is,
Next thing you know, your Guardian's peeing everywhere.
There's things that they hit on,
right?
But it's not enough.
Okay, well, I mean, and I feel like that's with every Destiny expansion is it's never enough. Like I remember how upset I was when I played, Curse of Osiris.
Well, that was just a horrible expansion, though.
Oh my god.
But see, and the problem with the Destiny community,
I feel like those could have been adventures.
And they were for the most part. But the problem with the Destiny community is that we consume content faster than they can make it.
Yes.
So we'll like blow through it. You know, it's a 4 to 5 hour campaign.
Right.
And that probably took them
4 or 5 months.
to make.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the issue. But like I said, with the campaign, there's a lot of stuff that was hit on, and a lot of alluding to things that are gonna happen.
Right.
Since the very end of the Destiny 2 campaign, like original vanilla Destiny 2, there's been talk about those pyramid ships. And I'm not gonna spoil anything, but they do touch on that quite a bit in this one. There's some foreshadowing.
Yeah, because I remember it being at the end of one of the games, or
at the end of the Destiny 2 campaign. Yeah,
it was at the end of the campaign.
Like whenever Gaul blew up, like he got big and then blew up, and then like that light traveled out into space, and you saw it hit like spaceship, the triangle ships and stuff.
You're happy with the finishers.
Yep.
You're happy with the campaign. What have you ranked up to now? What's your ranking?
My light level, or are we talking about light level or season ranking?
Your season ranking.
Oh, I think I'm 16 or 17.
Holy shit.
It's 100,000 per level up. So I've learned that the gunsmith bounties count for a lot.
Okay. All right.
So and basically and this was a big surprise, and I'm really happy that they did this. This isn't going to spoil anything, but this makes me extremely happy, is that you can keep reacquiring random bounties from vendors. So essentially, you can sit there and just do bounties all day.
Oh yeah, I did see that from Zavala.
And get XPs. Like he's got them.
You're not just gonna have
Ares has them.
5 or 7 a day.
Right, you can keep reacquiring random bounties, and like that's awesome, because you can sit there and just grind out XP all day, and that's awesome, because there's some really cool stuff that you get from season rankings. I'm really upset the armor that I wanted, like the one they showed off that's very Vex themed.
Yes.
You don't get that you don't start getting that armor until 64.
Okay. But we have 3 months to get to level or ranking 100.
Yeah, but I'm a millennial and I want it now. I want my instant gratification.
Are you happy with the way that they put that season ranking together and what they offer? And
there's two. Okay, so there's 2 paths, right? Mm-hmm. So one is for like the premium path, which is like, I guess if you pay more money for
right, the $60
season
pass,
and then if you got $35, so it's a little bit staggered. So if you pay the $35, it's like every couple ranks you get something,
right?
And then if you pay the premium, then you get one every single rank, plus you get the $35 rank stuff too. So which is,
you get both top and bottom, yeah,
right? Which is awesome. So I mean, it's risk reward, man. Like if you want to pay some extra money, it is what it is. I mean, you get what you pay for when it comes to stuff like that. Like if you want the extra stuff, pay the extra money. We all did. I mean,
do you feel like the rewards are worth it that are in the rankings?
Yeah. Okay. So in a way, because so you get a lot of XP boosts when you rank up. You get engrams, you get armor pieces, you get a new exotic that's in the game. So I mean, some of the rewards are worth it. Do I think it's a little extensive? Yes. As far as like rank, like how many ranks there are and the amount that you have to get to them. Yeah, but I think it's a good setup overall.
All right. So let's switch gears here a little bit and let's talk a little bit more about nightmare hunts.
Oh, okay.
What are those? What is a nightmare hunt? What goes on with it?
So basically it's kind of like almost like an adventure. So you'll go in there, you run a mission basically, and you fight a nightmare version of a boss that's been in Destiny from the very beginning, Destiny to Destiny 2 to Shadowkeep into some capacity. So not to give too much away, but there's a lot of strike bosses that you'll encounter, a couple of raid bosses, and it's really I think they're cool. And they're actually coming out with the heroic ones, not next week, but the week after. So I'm looking forward to that. But they're fun. It's because you're experiencing the bosses from way back when, and it's just like a little bring back. This whole expansion is about D1 players essentially. No offense, but they're bringing back a lot for us. It's a big circle that they've come back to. So it's I've only done the nightmare hunts, like the 4 that you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and it was like.
But you can still
2
do them
a.m.
after the campaign and just solely freely. Just
Yeah,
go do them.
yeah, you can go back and do them. Yeah.
Is there any benefit to doing them at all? I mean, do you get any special?
The powerful drops. Yeah.
Oh, you get powerful drops from doing them. Are they hard?
No.
Mm-mm.
And once I mean, dude, everything. Okay, so to give you an example, on the moon, I can't remember what it's called, but there's a knight, and when we first started, you couldn't kill him for shit. Like it was impossible because I forget what he was, but I was a 752 or whatever, and now I'm a 914, and like I just one blade barrage, and he just goes flying. And he's done.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the extremes are. It's like.
Well, no, I mean, I completely kind of get it because like I did in any of the other Destiny games, I would start out a map or I would start at a destination somewhere, and I wouldn't do anything, but I would go and clear out all my lost sectors, and I would go and clear out all my chests. And first thing I noticed was on the moon, you had all these chests you had to go find, and you had all these lost sectors you had to do. So I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to go do them. Yeah, I go down into that damn lost sector, and everybody was immune.
Yep.
That turned my happy ass right back around.
Question marks everywhere.
Okay.
And that's another thing that's really cool too. Is like even there's chests that are on the moon that actually have like little secrets to them that you have to figure out to open them.
Mm-hmm.
Like the knight that I was just telling you about, you kill him, and then there's like. Not Ascendant things, but like from Dark Below, there's like these little steps that come out of nowhere, or like little beams, and you kill him, and then you can follow those all the way to a chest that gives you a blue or whatever, but it's usually at your light level or a couple levels higher, so it's worth doing if you're low level.
What do we think about Armor 2.0?
I don't know yet, because I'm still trying to unlock mods, and I'm still trying to get to a light level where I'm comfortable with using gear on a more permanence, because I don't want to just like mess with a piece of armor that I'm gonna get rid of as soon as I get something that's higher than that. So I haven't really dabbled in it too much, but from what really upsets me with Armor 2.0 is the ornamentation, because on the ornamentation it's only Eververse stuff on there right now. So like let's say if I get a piece of armor that has like a really good mobility roll and blah 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 blah, and I want to keep it, but it's like that Red Moon gear set that's like really ugly. I can't change that to like a raid piece or anything like that. It's all Eververse associated, so like that's a little disheartening. But other than that, I don't know too much about it. I know there's like a bunch of different mods that you can plug on there and change your entire skill base. And that's another thing that the armor is really going to play into, is like it's no longer just mobility, resilience, and
recovery.
There you go. It's not just those 3 anymore. Now you have discipline, intellect, and strength. So discipline's your grenades, strength is your melee, and intellect is your super. And those are all from D1. So that's kind of cool that we get to play around with 6 different aspects of our armor. But other than that, I mean, I think that might actually be something that we can hit on later, just because like I don't know too much about Armor 2.0 to really talk about it, just because I'm not dabbling in it yet. So like 940, 950, I'll probably start touching on it a little bit more.
Okay.
So as far as, because I mean, I know I've been playing this for a while. So as far as like somebody that's just kind of been in it since D2, how are you feeling about the game so far? Like, I mean, I know it's not.
It's fun. I like the new area. I liked all the new things you can do. But it's just when a game instills a lot of RPG mechanics where you have to look at these stats over these stats and how you want to incorporate them so people go and do this strike or this quest or this goal, it gets super confusing to me. And that's just a lot of information. And I think that's going to be one of my biggest struggles when it comes to this whole Armor 2.0, because what can last week, all I had to do was make sure that my light level was up here.
Right.
This week, now I'm having to make sure that, yes, my light level is up here, but do I want part of my light level to consist of having higher intellect with more recovery and so on and so forth and all these different combinations? So that's just a whole nother aspect of the game that I have to look at that can make it a little confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But if we take that outside of everything and set that to the side, I like the ranking system because, again, I like always having to work for something. I like there always being an end goal to get something. I don't kind of know how I feel about already knowing what it is.
Oh, like the rewards?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Not saying that I'd want them to be random, or not random, but yeah, or random. But I mean, takes the shock value out of it, I guess, for me. Again, not coming from Destiny 1, Eris Morn is somebody who's completely new to me, which she looks cool. I love this whole new artwork. I feel like the artwork and style is a lot different with everything that's going on now with the moon and Eris Morn and, the way things look. So it's super cool. I hate that things are still kind of reskinned a little bit, but it goes with the story on why.
Right.
Well,
and I want to talk about this so bad.
Next week.
I know, because it's not so much, because you're talking about enemy reskins, right? I'm going to say it.
It's a reskin.
No, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Get ready for a new enemy type.
Okay. Good.
Probably in like the next 1 or 2 DLCs.
Oh, okay.
Like or seasons.
Expansion seasons, yeah.
Just something's coming.
Yeah, no, and I hope so.
Something's coming.
But I feel like it's so much to take in right now. Because there's so much different with bounties and leveling up, and now you're getting nostalgic Destiny Year 2 Ingrams now.
Mm-hmm.
The pursuit tab and quest tabs are all different now. I love that my bounties are all in one place.
I really like that UI change. That
I am
helps out
so
much.
happy. It was so shitty there for like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. I love the new bounty setup. Like the quest page is really nice.
I got all my quests over here and my bounties over here. Yeah. Everybody's separate where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, and it's not like mingled in. Like it's like, oh, okay, well, I have like a bounty in the middle down here somewhere. I just got to find it so I can complete it. Now everything is very structured and very in one place. So that helps out a lot with like quick looks and stuff like that. So one thing I really do enjoy about the moon itself is just there's a lot of like little hidden things on there, and that's what Destiny does really well, or Bungie. Throwing like little puzzles in, like we were talking about earlier, the chest that you have to shoot 3 different glyphs in order to unlock it.
Okay.
And then that unlocks the thing. And oh man, this is cool too. So there's a new the new area, Sorrow's Harbor.
Yes. It's on the top right side.
Right.
Oh, I'm mistaken. Yeah.
There's me and Dolan and our buddy Killer were playing last night, and there's like this little nook, and it was a nightmare, and he was just hidden, like a little hidden dude, and it was a 970 nightmare. We're all like, I'm like 914, and they're like 920 something or whatever, and so we're just sitting there like just fucking this dude up. And it took a while, but it was just like a cool, like it wasn't a huge drop or anything substantial, but it was like, that was cool. Like a little hidden gem. Like there was, from Destiny 1, little, I think he was a drag. No, it was a Vandal. I'm dumb. His name was Randall the Vandal.
Randall the Vandal.
Randall the Vandal. And he was impossible to kill. Like just impossible, like so much health.
Right.
And this kind of reminded me of that a little bit, just because he was very difficult to kill for no reason at all. and Randall the Vandal was the same way. So that was like a little. I don't know. It's all about throwbacks in this one. I'm trying to tell you, like
nostalgia to its fullest.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm really excited to kind of jump in and hit that in-game stuff, get into the raid and all that.
Now the raid it's active to all players?
Well, all Shadowkeep players, yeah.
All Shadowkeep players.
Whoever has Shadowkeep, it's for. First team completed it last night after 6 hours, roughly. Oh yeah, so the first team to complete the raid was Team Ascend. They completed in 6 hours and like 13 minutes. And then everybody kind of trickled in after that. So looks fun. Very mechanic heavy, as they always are. It's obviously Vex, so it's cool. And have you unlocked? You haven't unlocked the Vex offensive yet, have you?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the Vex offensive is essentially this expansion's menagerie in a way. You go in there, you kill shit, and then you kill more shit, and then you kill one big shit, and then it's over. And it's basically just complete bounties inside, and they're more tied to quests than anything. So then you go in there, kill the guys, drops your gear, and then you get out. So it's more, to me, it almost seems more of a catalyst farm.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're really looking to get kills for your catalyst, then that would be the best place to do. But what's really cool about that, and what really sucked for me and Evan, you go to the moon, and it's a certain thing you have to do, but you have to wait.
Okay.
And we waited for like an hour and a half on this thing to spawn. But it was super cool when it did. Because it's just like this big old. This isn't story related, so just bear with me. But it's like this big portal, like Vex portal opens up, and it takes over the entire area that you're in, for the most part, and it's just raining Vex. And then Gate Lord comes out. You kill all the Vex, you kill the Gate Lord, then you go to the next one, and then that's how you unlock Vex offenses, like when you kill all those guys.
So did I miss something when
about 3 years of the game
Bungie was talking about, and I probably already did because it's probably like day one stuff, but was I missing something when they were talking about like a big ship was going to appear at the tower and Ada was going to get off at this certain time?
I think Luke Smith was just kind of giving an example of what they wanted, what they were wanting to do as far as narrative. That was just an example. So you didn't. That's not in this. I
was about to say, because Ada's still in her little dungeon area.
Yeah, no. That was, like I said, it's just a little example. So that's nothing that's going to come into fruition probably for a while. That might be an idea that they have on a storyboard somewhere, but.
So what are you working on right now? What is your goal?
So last night I picked up a quest for a new exotic.
Nice.
But that requires some sort of raid thing to happen, and not quite ready for that yet.
What's the level cap for a raid?
920, I think, is like the cap.
Not bad.
Yeah, well, it's 920 to where like nothing matters after that. So like even if you were like 926, it wouldn't do any extra
Yeah, but see,
damage.
here's the confusing part that I was talking about earlier is so 920 for raid. Okay, we'll just spitball here. It's 920 to get into raid. But as to where you needed a light level for X amount for the raid, I feel like it's not like that anymore. Now you need to go in and you need to customize your armor and make sure that your intellect and your recovery and all of this is this, and this to be able to do a raid now.
Yeah, make sure you have like a hand cannon reloader or like SMG scavenger or something. Yeah, it's a lot more planning that goes into armor. That's why I said I'm not ready to really customize my armor like that yet. So there's a little bit more planning than it used to be. It's not just light level anymore.
That sucks. That's a lot of work.
I mean, it's just that's the name of the RPG. Like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, it's all about stats and levels. So, it's cool because it's something to grind for. Like, once you figure out what you want to build, then that's when you start looking for the stuff to make that happen.
Oh yeah, no, I already know I'm going for like straight, fast, super recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
all I
like,
want. I just want to steadily be able to use my super all the time. Clear out ads. Because if I can't do anything in a raid, I can always clear out ads.
there. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. If you don't know what to do.
Spirit fingers and clear out ads. That's
Yeah.
my job.
Now there have been a couple of exotics that have already been in the game.
Yeah.
and
So
people found
have
them.
you gotten any of the exotics yet?
Yeah, I've gotten three of the new exotics. So first off, I'm gonna spoil this because this happens in every DLC. You get a new exotic at the end of the campaign, right? And it's the class exotic, and it's always been like that. That one's kind of cool for the hunter, at least. I don't know. I haven't finished on my other two characters. And then you get Ariana's Vow if you did the $60 pre-order, right?
So that's the only time you get that?
You get it, or you can get it at rank 100
Mm.
if you bought the $35 pass. So
Damn.
yeah, and that gun I don't understand really. It's a
I love that gun.
it's a sniper, but it's not a sniper. It's a hand cannon, but it's a sniper, but it's neither.
But it
And-
kills.
I mean, yeah. And then I picked up the quest for the catalyst for it. There's an actual quest for the catalyst.
Okay.
So you have to do like some gambit stuff with it,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm probably just gonna abandon that because
Was it bad
I'm staying away from
night?
gambit this season.
I know, and it was so weird. Last night while I was playing, I wanted to do so much stuff in that game last night, but I had no urge to go play Gambit at all.
Well, okay, you got to think we spent. Well, I don't know about you personally, but like I spent way more time playing Gambit than needed to. Like, because I wanted to get everything done. I wanted Dredgen. I wanted 21% Delirium. I wanted Hush, Breakneck. Like I played so much Gambit for like the last two seasons that I was just done,
Burn out on it.
burned out. And as soon as I hit that last reset, I was like, fuck. Yeah, I was like, I've never felt such release from a specific activity in a game, and that happened, and I was like, I'm not playing Gambit. I'm not playing Gambit. That's like whatever gun they have coming out for the it's not Pinnacle anymore. It's
No.
I forget what it's called. But it better be game breaking because I'm not gonna grind for it. It's not. So I feel you on not
Better
play
wait for
Gambit.
Destiny Year 4 and then let it be like a nostalgia Year 3 Ingram drop.
Exactly. I can't do Gambit anymore. It's either super stressful because nobody's playing the way they should,
Right.
or it's just boring because it's repetitive. So
It's bad. Like, I would much rather go in and play
Menagerie.
Forges
Oh,
than Gambit.
shit! You got all the weapons. Be done with it.
Right.
You know. Hell, we were trying to go through Last Wish a couple nights ago. Because we're still like me and Dolan are still hunting 1K. Like we want 1K so bad, and I don't know what happened, but like we just kept beating ourselves over the head because we were at Riven, and her damage would just stop at the same spot every time, no matter what we put on her. And it was like literally a hair. Have you done Last Wish? Okay, so there's a stopping point on her health bar where it transitions into a different thing.
Yeah.
And this one would stop like literally like that, like a little bar, like a smidgen right before where that cutoff is where it transitions. And it just kept doing that over and over. And I was so mad. I was like, this is stupid. And we just kept beating ourselves up. And then
Was it a glitch?
I don't know. I think they patched it like or something because we were doing like the glitch, right? And
You were hunting 1,000 voices? Yeah.
yeah, that's that gun, man. That destroys families. It's it's good.
It's the Uno of Destiny.
Yes, it's like if Uno and Monopoly had a baby. Another exotic that I was able to get was Deathbringer, and that's a quest. I'm still trying to figure that gun out because it's
What do you mean?
so it operates like a Scorch Cannon, but also performs like Galahorn, but like a very toned down Void version of it. So like if I miss and it hits right next to the boss or whatever, it'll seek out like little Void orbs and they'll hit him. And then, but like so, like if I want to operate it correctly, I need to aim above a group of enemies,
Right.
while still holding R2. Release R2 when it's at the right spot, and then it'll rain down void orbs and kill like huge creatures. And it's a little bit of a learning curve that I'm still trying to adjust to. So that one's really it's cool though. I still rock it. And then Assassin's Cowl, which is the one that you get for the hunter at the end of the campaign, is pretty neat because it's either if you get a melee kill in Crucible or if you perform a finisher in PvE, you go invisible for like 3 to 5 seconds. I forget how long.
Should people be worried about the grind? Do we feel that it's any more grindy than Destiny has been in the past 3 years? No.
Destiny's always a grind because there's always something to chase, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you may have all the weapons, right? But you want a specific role on a specific weapon, so the grind's always going to be there. And they stated from the very beginning that this was a grindy game, and they haven't changed that. So I think people that get into Destiny know what they're jumping into as far as the grind.
I said, do you feel like Shadowkeep channeled the Taken King expansion?
As far as the
way everything look and feels.
I mean, the Taken King completely revamped D1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. This is on par with it, for sure. Yeah. I guess I could agree with that statement, just because so many different changes were made. With Taken King, it actually implemented brand new supers. So it had the bow for the hunter, Stormcaller for the warlock, and the hammers for the titan.
Right.
That was the first time we ever got those. And I mean, obviously there's like different iterations of them now, but and then this one's Armor 2.0 and new ways to build your guardian and stuff like that. So I mean, yeah.
What do we know about the Moon Dungeon?
I know where the entrance is. That's about it. I mean, they've shown off previews. Looks like there's a fiery version of Crota down there. So and there some jumping puzzles. So it's interesting. I mean, I'm very intrigued, and I can't wait to try it. I don't know what you get from it.
Right. Well, it says here the Moon Dungeon isn't out until October 29th, and new exotic quests, apart from Deathbringer, Destiny 2 exotic quests, won't start rolling out until October 22nd.
Is that Leviathan's Breath?
It doesn't say.
Doesn't say?
Shadowkeep doesn't yet have the it factor of the previous DLCs. It doesn't have its own Menagerie or Reckoning or Forge, but again, those kinds of activities would be coming soon, which begs the question, what do you do now?
Who wrote that article? What a dummy.
Games Radar.
Oh god, it does have the same stuff though. Like you can still do forges, right? But then like the Menagerie is like what I was saying was like Vex Offensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still got like some of the same.
Austin Wood from Games Radar.
Austin's a dipshit, but it's still got stuff. As far as the dungeon goes, though, I think there's a pulse rifle that's tied to the moon that Dolan and I both think is tied to the dungeon. Mm-hmm. So that's probably a drop in there. I don't know what else comes from that though. So I guess that's kind of a wait and see type thing. There's a lot of stuff that's rolling out through the whole month that different unlocks here, different unlocks there, and stuff. So I'm intrigued to see what the dungeon is. I'm really excited for it.
So after the story's done and over with,
mm-hmm.
after you have, I guess that's really my only question is after the story's done and over with, what are you grinding for then? Your season ranks?
Yeah, I mean that's like that's where the real Destiny grind begins, right? Like mm-hmm. It's never been through the story. It's basically you're grinding for like that perfect role or like getting mm-hmm. that light level up or whatever season rankings. It's just the grind to the hard cap is mm-hmm. always been the end game, and that's always happens after the campaign because the campaign tells a story, gets that out of the way because they already know it's a looter shooter type deal. And then you just, that's when you can start actually building your character instead of just kind of playing the steps.
And you have the Deathbringer?
Yeah.
You do? Do we like it?
like I said,
It looks cool.
Yeah, I'm still adjusting to it, just because like the weird mechanics on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it does look cool, and it does work. You know.
What about a Find Memorial or Memorial? Is that it?
That is, if I'm not mistaken, the machine gun from an Essence quest.
Okay.
That one's okay. It's not the worst thing. I actually, I forget which Essence it is, but there's the one for the auto rifle, and the auto rifle is really good. It's an arc auto rifle, really decent archetypes. I forget which archetype it is actually though. Like how many rounds per minute? I can't remember. But it's fun to use.
For the Memorial?
No, for the auto rifle. Find Memorial. The Find Memorial is the LMG that.
Yeah, it's 450.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of the Eris guns. Like Loud Lullaby is okay. It's just it's a very slow firing, high impact, but not my favorite. I always go back to Midnight Coup. That's my favorite hand cannon in D2. I still use it now. Like it's amazing. There's just some stuff that you can't shake off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
And that's one of them. Oh, and I just read an article. Jotun is unlocked. So,
yeah, but you just do the quest for it.
No. I'm saying like that you couldn't.
Oh, it was banned.
Yeah, you couldn't use the gun at all. So now the contest is over. You're free to use Jotun in the raid.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. I'm gonna do that. Do my usual setup with Midnight Coup and Jotun and 21% Delirium and call it a day.
Now we just need 1,000 voices.
Shut up. It's just that raid is just not quick enough to just be like, oh, yeah, I'll just grind it out 3 times real quick, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's physically not possible. So my question to you is: do you feel like you're going to be able to maintain 3 different characters, or are you just going to stay with one?
To be 100% with you, I don't think I'm going to do 3 different characters. Not going to do 3 different characters for the sake of I don't want to burn myself out. And I feel like if I run through 3 different characters, then I'm going to burn myself out, and then I just won't want to play at all anymore. Yeah,
it's understandable. It's a lot to do, a lot of information to take in, and with so many new things coming, it's going to be hard to maintain 3 different cycles of that. You know?
Right.
And plus, after like the second one, it's just like, meh.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got other I may do it just for the sake of Jotun and Le Monarch. But that would really be it.
Oh, because you haven't gotten either of those, have you?
Mm-mm.
Go for Jotun. Le Monarch's pretty good, but Jotun is definitely the one you want to go for, because it is stupid. Stupid good.
But yeah, because I mean, on top of that, I mean, there's going to be other games I'm going to want to play, and
right.
You know, I'm going to want to make time for and things like that with, you know, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and you know, Last of Us coming out in February, and
have you bought Ghost Recon?
No, because I'm playing Destiny right now, so
okay.
I'm gonna enjoy that for right now, and I'll get to that eventually.
Fair enough.
But with that out, and then you know, I still need to finish Man of Madame, and I still have Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel, and I bought 3. So I have all those 3 games sitting there, and then I went and bought all the BioShock games. So it's just like all these other games I want to play, and I just want to make time for. So no, I probably
won't. You have 9 days.
Yes, I have 9 days.
9 days. Go ahead and finish that BioShock and
so
Borderlands.
Much games. Yeah, and I think that's probably what I'll do is I'll play all those games that I want to play during the day, and then I'll play the other games at night with y'all.
That's fair.
So I think it's a good way to even it out amongst everybody.
Yeah, maybe I'll get sick for a couple of days, quote unquote.
Didn't you just take a day off?
No, I just switched my day off. I took.
We took the first off, right?
Yeah, I took Tuesday off instead of my normal Wednesday. That was it. So, still technically worked my full shift.
Oh, well, that's good then.
Yeah. So, so I'm really, because I really want to talk about all the story stuff
next week.
I know. So, yeah. So stay tuned for that, because we will definitely do a full spoiler cast on this.
And I'll have a lot more to talk about then too, because I'll actually have finished the story.
Right. Because there's a lot.
And that's one of the big reasons is, not for just y'all, but for me also. You can't spoil it for me.
So like half of the spoiler would be for you. The spoiler that I really am focused on is like the Destiny 1 throwback.
Y'all see how much this is driving him crazy.
Oh god. You never played D1, right?
I played the campaign.
But you never did like raids or anything. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm doing this because it's so fucking awesome.
All right. Well, before he does, that would be the end of it. So if you want to go ahead and go now, you won't be missing much.
All right. Yeah. Spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1. There's a part in the campaign where you go back to
Destiny 1 campaign or Destiny 2 campaign?
In Shadowkeep.
In Shadowkeep.
There's a part in Shadowkeep where you go back to the original Crystal Room in Crota's End raid.
Okay.
And you fight Crota with swords.
He's alive again?
Well, it's a nightmare.
Oh, it's a nightmare. Okay.
So
life.
Right. So, but it was like the biggest fan service because like as soon as I hit that room, it was like instant. I knew exactly where I was at. And I was like, holy shit. I haven't been here in 3 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you ever been back to your childhood home or whatever, or like someplace you haven't been in fucking years?
Yes, every time I go to Texas.
Yeah, so you get what I'm saying. Like, so it was being in a place that I haven't been to in so long that I've spent most of my hours in Destiny 1 at.
Right.
It was just, it was awesome because I would run that raid probably 6 or 7 times a week. Mm-hmm. Because like I would knock out my 3 characters and then like I'm sitting there like Sherpaing people or like helping people out, run the sword if I had to or whatever, and to be transported back into that very specific place was, oh man, it was so cool. Yeah, so that's what that's what was eating me up inside. It's not necessarily a spoiler for you, but it's a nice little throwback fan service to 6-year
all the D1 players.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I like it. Yeah, I think that about wraps up everything here today. Links and everything will be in the description below. But hey, if you happen to watch and listen and you like and you want to play with Jeff or I'll leave gamer tags down in the description below. All right.
Sounds good.
About wraps it up.
All right, y'all have a good one. We'll see you next time.